Hi everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Hi ladies.
Hello.
Hello. How you guys doing? And we have our guest co-host Yesterday Grillo in the building.
Hello, Yesterday.
Good to have you.
I didn't know you were a Grillo.
Yes, I am.
I'm kind of linked to them.
Really?
My auntie married a Grillo. I lived with them for years.
Small world. This is Nigeria.
Yeah, like Amina Zakari.
Abio.
Because
related to Amina Zakari.
No, she said she lived with the Grillos. So, like our president lived with Amina Zakari.
Okay, leave that matter alone. They have said they are not related. Case closed. How are you doing, YK?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you.
This is your yellow and black that you've been doing this week.
It is grandma duties, so that will not allow me change polish. So
because you can't change your polish, you can't change the color you're wearing.
I can't too.
You have to keep wearing this yellow and black until you change your polish.
It's
YK. Yeah, that's vanity upon vanity.
YK.
It is so CM. Obsessive compulsive.
So if you don't change this polish,
you just cannot take your eyes off your grandson.
Are you
YK was for me grandma, she cannot do the balance.
You don't understand. When he sees me, he just comes straight into my arms. Yesterday I was with him throughout. My daughter sent me one nasty this thing because I chased them out of my room at 8 o'clock. I have show today. That it's because of me, the baby doesn't sleep. That she's waiting for me today. No. I didn't even answer her, I just left her.
Send you an email or something? Or
a text. I saw it this morning.
You guys are funny. Hey, come in your house. Wow. Here we come to Nima. How are you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. So there's this new research in the papers this morning. I can't even remember which of them.
Oh yeah, it's usually Telegraph. Telegraph usually has all this. Sorry?
Green tea is kind of linked to type 2 diabetes. All of us that we have been watching our diet, they say the green tea is the safest for all of us. So me, I want me to look at anything. I want to go keep my all things I can eat.
See, I won't stop listening to all this. I'm tired. I'm tired.
This one is too much. This one is less, not enough.
Green tea
tomorrow, now green tea. That all of us have thought was the safest.
I throw up with green tea, so I don't drink it. But I realized from Punch. Tuesday and INEC that I'm elderly now. I'm not even middle-aged again.
Okay, you are. Once you are, I think is it 50 or
51 to 75 is elderly.
Yes, now you're senior citizen.
75 to upwards.
That's why we are always telling you. What is your nails? What is your thing you are doing?
I'm elderly.
Please let me come to yesterday,
elderly somebody.
She's aging gracefully.
Okay, so they're lying to you, say you're aging gracefully.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
She's a grandmother. You're a grandmother, YK. This your ensemble must reduce a bit.
Oh my God, title rapper.
Just go and see your mates that are 50-something year old.
In fact, next week I'm coming with rapper only.
I'm saying, YK, honestly, this is a serious matter. I don't want to raise an example, but let me just keep quiet on that example. Yesterday, how you doing? Let us know a bit about. Tell us about yourself, what you do.
I'm a life coach. I'm a mom. If you're saying anything, would you believe I have a daughter that's 23 years old? So
wow.
Are you elderly or old?
I never check for her. I never to help us now.
Wow, you're like never old.
Yes.
Goodness, you don't look it.
Wow.
Exactly.
You look like you just got out of college.
For her?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm trying to be like her.
Oh, so you'll soon be a grandmother, Abby.
Yes,
23, you'll soon be a grandmother.
Please let the girl travel her life and enjoy her life.
What were you going to say about tying rapper?
I'll tell you after doing the break. I can't say it until
you cannot.
So,
so anything else you want to say? Something fun, family?
I'm a life coach. I love.
What does life coach mean? We know what life coach means, but in your own world, what do you do exactly?
Helping people to achieve their goals.
Right.
Simple.
How do you get qualified for that? I always wondered, because a lot of people just come and coach, what?
Yes, so
I wonder, okay, those days you had to go to school to be a lawyer, to be something, you had to do something to get qualified. What exactly, how do you get certification for?
There are schools in Nigeria for that.
What would you study, psychology?
No, really. There are courses now on life coaching
itself. That's a new field.
Yes, it's a new field.
Nigeria needs life coaches, so trust me.
Interesting.
Oh my God, we do.
We have a lot of depressing people here, trust me.
The situation.
Story in the paper. The guy is definitely a reality show.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's why we're happy with this Larry Olushola them and Praise for and all.
They're all
life coaches. Yes, they're all life coaches, and even Innocent Usa. Let's go on a break.
That's been a while.
I've not heard of it. That's gonna be. It's Thursdays, our gisting Thursdays, so nothing serious. It's gonna break. When we come back, we'll breeze through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. see the woman.
Yeah.
Come back.
Come
back, my people. Please put your head on. You're distracting me. Let us start with the punch. Minimum wage, Buhari governors may clash as federal government sets up advisory panel. If the president goes ahead to send a bill that will contain 30,000 naira to the National Assembly without considering what we have told him, there will be crisis, says governors.
No kind of crisis, no strike.
Club raid, Lagos command arrests 13 cops for unprofessional conduct. Man stabs Ikeja electrician for disconnection. I won't authorize government funds for campaign, says president. PDP slams Buhari, APC for Jigawa rally disruption. Dangote, Adenuga top Forbes Africa billionaires list. FEC okays 4 new varsities. 2019, Soyinka attacks ex-president for supporting a devil. We don't know who that is, but we kind of know. Father visits Boko Haram camp, begs son to surrender. An article knocks Buhari for not attending Air Force officers' burial. So let's start with the club raid. Lagos Police Command.
So this club raid that happened in Ikorodu over the weekend, fortunately, the club was fortified with CCTVs, and the owner of the club was able to present evidence to the police, and this assisted the investigations. And good for the Commissioner of Police, thumbs up for him. Immediately, 13 of the 19 of the policemen have already been reined in for investigations. They are going to be facing the panel, and that's a good thing. Usually we hear, I will shoot you, nothing will happen, but
and he specifically said that there will not be any cover-up, that they don't ensure that justice is served, which is great.
And the, sorry,
no problem.
The Woli Arole, the man that stabbed the Ikeja, he says they were owing, the NEPA people, they had gone there 1 month before, and then the one with the
300,000 naira.
Yeah, and once they disconnect one person, they disconnect all the 4 flats, and the one with the prepaid meter was saying, please, pay now. Nobody answered him. So when they came, they went up, the guy climbed up to disconnect the light. The man that was doing 3,000 looked at him like this.
After his
he said a word though. Just entered his house, came out with 2 bottles.
So, this is not funny.
He's not.
You see, this
stabbed him in the neck with the intent to kill. In the neck.
We don't know if it's
there's a picture in the paper.
But you cannot just assume his intent to kill now. He stabbed the man.
Okay,
the guy, simple, he stabbed.
The guy did not say a word. He didn't. That shows you that he has some psychological stress.
Life coach.
That's life coach. Witness report was that a week before, someone had offended him. He went naked.
He's stripped. That is does not show you that. Not show you that.
So this
is not normal.
Obviously has a mental
okay,
they're very difficult. But can we quickly?
But I'm happy he's been arrested, Abi.
The Jigawa.
He's been arrested. And
I wanted to talk about the Jigawa. The police stopped the Jigawa PDP rally, and they had taken permission. Then they said, oh, because they had found out that there was going to be a, well, what I heard on the news, there was going to be a fight. That's why they stopped it, and that they told them that they should go here, but they refused to go there. They went here. Meanwhile, they saw that one. They didn't see your own in Lagos.
Where our police
we'll talk to them. Let's go to the nation.
Different from Jigawa command.
We'll talk about the Lagos one because I think it's in Vanguard.
That one they kill themselves.
Wait, federal government to renegotiate salaries above 30,000 naira. Forbes, Dangote's wealth down by 2 billion naira. Dad urges Boko Haram son to surrender. Oshimbajo Soyinka say criminalize fake news, and sale of jam forms begins. So let's talk about this 30,000 naira minimum wages. The federal government has constituted a committee. You have that story?
There's a report that the federal government is passing to the National Assembly before 23rd of January to be passed into law. Of course, this makes 30,000 naira the official minimum wage for the country, and the governors are still objecting to this, that hey, if this should happen, there will be crisis. I'm wondering, are people going to go on strike? No. It's simple. If you cannot pay it as a governor, please don't seek re-election.
What the article was saying, actually, which we read, was that those earning below 30,000 will be upgraded to 30,000. Those above 30,000, there'll be a renegotiation. That's what this committee has been set up, because obviously the governors are complaining they can't sustainably pay.
The good side of it is that some states are paying, like those states are already paying over 30,000, and those states are not objecting to this. It's the ones who are not paying us that are insisting only 22,500 is what they can afford, and are doing this, raising this.
Well, I'm happy that Bismarck Iwane and a few other technocrats are part of this.
So they've asked them to help them find ways to make to generate more money.
Which is
but
what
I'm
they should be
wondering,
looking at.
it's 4
That's the
years. What
solution.
have you been doing?
If you don't have a
There is
generation
someone.
plan.
Look, this country is filled with resources that Nigeria can be. We don't even need oil. We don't need oil.
Okay,
We can sustain ourselves.
For another day. Let's move on to
I
Daily
thought someone
Sun.
had the story of Boko Haram
Sorry?
father. The father who
I will take it in the Sun. Boko Haram surrender now. Dad begs his son. Regrets inability to convince him to abandon insurgency. Elections, INEC wants police to lead in new security structure. Buhari will review salaries above minimum wage. We're victims of fake news, Oshibajo and Choyinka. Ekiti Fayemi planning to frustrate Atiku campaign, says PDP. And Kalu receives Dawn, others into Abia APC. Is a story that yesterday that you want in Daily Sun? Any story?
Yes, please. The father has gone to look for his son. The son was abducted on the farm,
Right.
from what I gathered. And he hasn't seen the son in 7 years.
Right.
Someone told him where the son was. He said it took him a week to get there. Eventually he got there. He was able to convince them that he's the father. They allowed him to speak to the boy, but he refused to come with them.
Right.
He's so into the Boko Haram.
He's saying that the government would never forgive him.
Yes,
for the
if he
crimes
comes back. Yes.
the
Yes,
crimes
that he has
he's
killed
committed.
so
He's
many
killed so many people. And if I was trying to convince that, listen, you can stop this and drop your arms and then come back. And there'll be some kind of
But I think it's sad if you say he was abducted.
Abducted on the
Yes.
farm.
No, it's from
2012.
A lot
7
of
years.
them.
when he was 12.
No, 2012.
Oh,
That's
2012.
Yes, that's
Okay.
over 5 years now.
Yeah.
And that's a long time for for him to have been
Indoctrinated
indoctrinated
Into the system.
into the system.
It's very sad.
But the good side is that he knows what he's doing is wrong, but he thinks it's unforgivable of him.
Yes.
And
So
he
we'd
can't
like to
do
see
it.
such cases, exceptional cases like that, come back. And
Yeah, I think they need to also look into their
That's a
psychology.
part of the amnesty that
the,
the government can
psychological-
provide for these guys. That listen, yes, you have committed crimes, but there's got to be some kind of.
you have to stop.
They have to stop you. We have to provide some kind of amnesty for them so that at least they will
It
be
happened
encouraged
with
to
the
drop their
Chibok
arms.
girls. Some of them
Refuse
were
to
so they have been conditioned
Into the system.
into that system, so they
Right.
can't.
Let's-
There has to be.
Let's move on to Vanguard quickly. Buhari, Atiku lock horns over honor for dead soldiers. Forbes lists Dangote, Africa's richest man, for the 8th consecutive time. I received that in Jesus' name. Air crew
for him
foil
or for yourself.
for myself. Air crew foil attempts to traffic 3-year-old baby boy. I read that story.
That's good.
I wouldn't allow use of government funds for my re-election. How I escaped death at the Lagos APC campaign flag off, says journalist. And salaries of workers above minimum wage will be renegotiated. Let me talk about this. It was actually Air Peace. It was a full female crew, from the pilots and to the entire ladies in the crew. Now, they discovered that a 3-day-old baby was with a woman, and they asked her, and they said, sorry, you cannot fly because it's very dangerous for a 3-day-old baby to fly. And she kept insisting that she just give it to the baby from between Lagos, and when she was flying from Lagos to Port Harcourt, she had the baby, but now she has to go back. And her stories
Just
wasn't tying because they called the husband. The husband said, "Oh, his wife is pregnant," and then she's had
with the baby.
They called the doctor. He didn't pick up, and they just discovered there was something incoherent about her story. So they had to now report her to the DSS, and then found out that she actually trafficked the baby, and it was somebody gave her a 3-day-old baby, and she was stupid. Well, she was not smart enough to go and enter the airpiece. Of course, the flight attendants immediately flagged it off, and that was really, really good on the part of the Air Peace staff. That's
you treat
great
a
to hear.
suspicious case with suspicion, and we might be stopping a crime.
Who has the Lagos APC rally? Right here.
Hey, the guy said that he was there when suddenly, he started hearing it. He thinks that they were firing so that pressmen couldn't take pictures or video them. So the next thing, he just noticed blood coming out of his stomach and out of his mouth. He had been shot in the stomach. His name is
Telegraph journalist.
Yeah, Daily Telegraph journalist.
Okay.
And he says he's getting 2 other journalists who are gone down. They too are recovering, but that it was a rival faction of the NUR.
Our crew too was there, and they were like, they've never seen anything like that before in their entire life. I mean, GOC was there. He was like, I've
GOC,
never
you didn't just me.
in his life seen anything like that. Guns everywhere, shots everywhere.
Nice.
Like
So
right
where did they
here
get
in our
guns from?
backyard.
Where
Was
did
a
they
rival
get guns from?
was a rival NURTW faction. They're the ones that actually came, and that was the story. That's what I read in the stories. They came and they obviously opened fire. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Share police, they didn't get
and which is what Nima mentioned yesterday.
The
number one citizen in Lagos State was there. How could you walk? Number one citizen in Lagos State was there. When a whole governor of Lagos State.
And the video
we
I
have
was
to
watching.
rush out because I want to take this. Nima want to take a story on New Telegraph about the Paradise of Thorns, cries of girls trafficked to Saudi.
Yes, so
yeah, that story.
there's a campaign I'm leading on my Facebook page on
First
to stop
establish the
human trafficking to
What happened
to
in
the
the
Middle East. And fortunately, this writer, Juliana Francis, in the New Telegraph, took the story of girls in Saudi Arabia, Oman, and some other Middle East countries who have been trafficked there. In those countries, they don't have human rights laws. So these people get there and they are made slaves. They are abused and dealt with seriously. I have a doctor friend who, fortunately, professionals are the ones they're looking for. So they're looking for professors and doctors. Those ones get their entitlement and all that because they're expatriates. But after that, any other category of worker that you come there, you're a slave. What they do, they abuse these girls. Sometimes they will burn the girls, dump them in the hospital. Nobody will claim them and no policeman will arrest their owners. So the way they are treated, there are no laws. Anybody that is looking for greener pasture is not to the Middle East. Right. You can go to UK, wash plates, do anything. But don't go to the Middle East. All
right, well, we need to follow up on this story. This is really, and hopefully we can follow up on this story and see what happens.
I've watched some videos on it. It's terrible. Really terrible.
We have to round up. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on the front page review. When we come back, is there really a place of luck? According to what Tony Elumelu mentioned recently, that luck was such an important factor in success. Let's discuss that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So some people see successful people as lucky, but in reality, people actually work hard to become successful. However, Mr. Tony Elumelu recently in his write-up explained the role luck plays in success and personal achievement. If luck is mentioned, it's done with slight condensation and usually dismissed as a product of hard work. So we asked today, what drives success, hard work or luck? Joining us on the show is our guest comedian, Mr. Oluwatoyin Bayegun, known as Woli Arole. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect, please hashtag your VTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. So there are different ways of looking at this. When Mr. Elumelu came up with this article, everybody was wondering, okay, luck, okay, because we always believe in grace, favor, divine intervention, because me, I know I got divine intervention in my life, but I don't know if I can categorize it as luck. So when somebody who is actually wealthier than I am, very well experienced, and is saying, listen, there's a part of luck that we actually always disregard. In your view, do you agree? And is this something that we need to begin to consider? Because if somebody is speaking and he actually has results to show for it, maybe we should actually listen. So who would like to want to go first? Go ahead.
It's Woli.
We're
having
a conversation. No, it's not an interview. We're having a conversation. So you can drop me anytime. But go ahead.
Sure, but for me, I think because I read the article as well, and there were part of him balancing hard work with it.
Okay.
In that article, if you look at it well, and if you check the dictionary of luck, the perception of luck for people is very different. Luck means chance, if you check the dictionary meaning, and life is about chance. So for me, I think if your hard work means chance, then result comes out. Not that luck when you're lazy. If you check the article well, there was a place where Tony was talking about his hard work. He went to school. That was not luck. That was intentional. He went to school. He had his second class upper. That was not luck. That was intentional. He did his master's. That was not luck.
No, it was second class lower.
Second class lower, sorry. So it wasn't luck. So I was trying to say that there was a time that chance came up in life for him to put in what he had actually done, and that balance.
Many people don't get these chances. You know, they pray for, please give me one chance. Allow me to have this chance, and it just eludes them all the time. I mean, so how do we ensure that that we are able to take the opportunity of a chance, recognize the chance first of all, and then seize that opportunity? Because a lot of people get this chance and they don't even recognize it's a chance and opportunity for them to move forward.
I believe in local. I believe in what he said. So sometimes you've done so much, but it's not enough. And then you think it won't count because you see someone who's done more than enough, who's put in the work, and then you're picked over that person. In that case, that's a clear case of luck.
Divine
I'd like to call it grace.
Yeah, grace.
Okay,
Because
grace.
I don't want to say luck, but these things happen, and we've seen a lot of
Grace,
people.
luck, they're the same thing.
No, grace of God, and you're just lucky.
Let me come
No, sir. Many people that listen, there are
I
many people that spend their lives in church and they don't jam luck. They be praying, no luck. So it's like either luck, grace and luck. To me, they're the same thing.
Okay, let me come let you into the domini here for a second.
Looking at Tony Elumulu's story, like he said earlier on, I read through. He wasn't just lucky, like he said, he was prepared. So for all of us, for me, I would say luck per se, grace, fortune. I would say when we're fortunate. If you're not prepared, if you don't know, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a set goal, especially in our environment, Nigeria is such a very, very tough place for us. So for you to say you want to be successful, because we're looking at success against luck now, there are so many indices that has to come to play. There are so many factors that has come to play. But you yourself, you need to have a goal. You need to be prepared. You need to...
Well,
he was exceptionally... Yes,
because going back to that article,
Yeah.
he said that when he went for the interview, he said, I am not qualified, though.
Yeah, that's
he was very clear. I don't know this thing, no. But if you hire me, that you would not regret it. And was based on that. And he was just lucky that the CEO said, okay, let me take a chance on you.
That's a clear case of luck.
It was his cover letter. It was what he wrote in his cover letter that got the interest. So, like what I was just saying, you need to be very, very prepared. He said it clearly and plainly, I am not qualified.
Yes.
But if you choose me, you won't regret. That already tells whoever's reading that this person knows what he's saying, even though he's not qualified. That means he has something to offer.
Maybe the mindset.
That was
means
then,
he has
yesterday.
value.
Today, someone will bring a letter to you and say, I'm not qualified, and you hire the person.
But for me, based on just to balance, I think everything has a balance point for me. And if you consider everything, there is no doubt that you take away the grace of God in a man's life. That's why a lot of people have fight. So I want to ask a question. Have you been on a queue before and someone just say, Madam, please, can you come to the front?
You're talking to me now.
Yes.
Maybe on the queue. You were really on that queue. Someone just looks at you. You don't know that person before. So there is a clear cut of grace when someone that is not qualified gets what is worth more than the qualified.
Yes.
There is that part of grace.
Absolutely.
But there is a limit where grace can sustain a man. If hard work is not there.
Included.
So I think when we balance it that way, and life, when it comes to chance, every day we have chances.
Absolutely.
There is chance every day. The way we do little things give us the opportunity for people to give us greater things.
Yes.
You check out people that are very meticulous in little stuff. Now life gives you bigger chances.
Very recently in my life, I have had the cause to say, I do not deserve these things that are happening to me.
Definitely.
I was given a diagnosis and someone said, this is how it's going to happen every time. I was looking and I was pregnant again. I was like, am I going to lose this baby? If I had given up, I thought this baby was going to go. When I had my son and the doctors were talking to me on the day of the birth, my consultant came in and said, look at this fine baby Nima almost lost. She said, your baby was out. I was 10 cm dilated and I was 14 weeks pregnant. There was no way I could have had that baby. They put in a sacklage and I made it through 6 months on the back. And I saw, while I was in the hospital, I saw someone whose pregnancy was on time, wasn't up to, because I was out of date for a sacklage. But she was on time, she came in, she did everything. And while I was watching there, in 2 weeks, she lost her baby.
Can you see?
There's this thing called grace and favor.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just don't do enough. You know
so
your mind. Even if
someone
you can be honest.
But there's some situation. I know a story of somebody. He was almost like a thug. He dropped out of school, did the smoking, did the street stuff, and he was practically abandoned to the streets. But one day, somebody needed somebody who was street smart. For a specific project. And somebody now said, oh, there's this guy, he's very, very street smart, and he was called. It was a pure case of luck.
Clear.
Because in that kind of situation, it wasn't as if there was no hard work. Which hard work did he do? He was just smoking and drinking outside on the street. But because people felt that there was something... Smoking what?
Hard. Smoking and drinking hard. Do you think it's hard work on his lungs? But the hard work on his brain. Hard work in his liver.
But the point is that, so when Tony Elumulu says, there's an element of luck. That guy was just lucky. Today, he owns a nightclub. Today, he's doing very well because somebody just picked him and said, okay, I need you to help me liaise with this community. And he was able to do that. So would you categorize that as grace, luck, or opportunity?
It's luck. Look, their hard work. Luck has to come. Let me tell you about hard work. All those people carrying pong.
Yeah, they're
Are
really
they not
hard
working hard?
They are seriously working.
They are still suffering.
Yes.
But they are working hard.
That's true.
Is it because they didn't go to school? There are people who didn't go to school and they make it.
Yeah.
So it's not about whether you are educated or it is just your luck, your grace. The star has. Oh, there is one of the pong carriers at Shrine. He was carrying pong. He said to me, while he was carrying pong, I will work in this shrine when it's built. So I looked at him and said, after we finished building the place, he now comes. He says he wants a job as security. Today he's our head of security. Wow. He has a shop in Shrine. In fact, when he bought his first land, he came to me and says, wow. He has bought his land.
Wow.
Amazing.
He's building his he can't read or write.
These are the kind of stories we want to hear.
Yes,
so we're going to go on a break.
He cannot read or write.
We're going to go on a break. When we come back, I'd like us to share our stories of luck, grace, favor that has happened in your lives, because I'd like to encourage people out there that these things do happen and you have to be prepared, as you said earlier. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about luck because obviously it's a new year. Everybody's planning what they're going to do, how they're going to be successful this year. And they're thinking everybody's looking for divine intervention. People are looking for grace, help, asking for, let me just meet my Dangote. Dangote is still on the top list or the Forbes list.
Can I make
so people are hoping they can run into luck. And now that Tony Lumili is saying that, listen, we should not underestimate that value of luck. I'd like Woli to share with us.
Can I just take some?
Yes, I will.
Take some tweets.
I want Woli to share with us your story on how God has helped you or made luck shine on you. But first, let me take some tweets from White. Yes.
He says Nigerians call it grace, stroke God, stroke favor. In the West, it's called luck. In the East, it's called karma. What you call it depends on your background. But the fact is that everything that there is that factor which you have no control over, it applies to everything. Okay, there are more tweets, but
unmerited favor. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
In your church.
In my church. Yes, unmerited favor. You don't merit it, but yet you get it.
You get it.
That's unmerited favor. Go ahead.
Me, it's merited though. If the luck comes my way, it's merited because I've suffered enough.
Okay, go ahead.
So for me, though, you know, there is this good book I read, which is Bible, and there is a part of it that even the Bible recognized. It said the race is not to the swift, the battle to the strong. But it said there is time and chance happen to them all. So there is a chance in the scripture that shows that it's not the fastest person that actually wins. It's not the most funniest comedian that really gets the money. It's not the most brilliant actor but there is just this part of people that just say, okay, this is the person we want. So that factor.
But you hustled for many years before you were able to hit.
Oh yeah, you know, mine started when I was in the university. You know, when I went to the best school. I love to say, please permit me, to the greatest university in the world. I don't care what your opinion.
What's the university again?
That's it. You know what I'm talking about? It's Obafemi Awolowo University.
Oh, yeah.
It's the greatest.
Okay, because my husband goes there. Okay, no problem. When I went there, so
so it started for me in 100 level. I started this comedy kind of stuff. But in school, I knew, you know, I wasn't brilliant when it comes to mathematics. I can't pass maths in my dream. It's not possible. I know my 100 level, my GP was so low. It was like you're naming a model of a Camry, something like 1.1 thereabout. So I was despised in my university days, you know. But this comedy thing started coming. I started doing it, kept working at it, but I'm sure what really helped me then, the grace of God that came through a platform for me, which was the social media. You get, because I believe that chance comes through different forms. The way you get your chance might not be you just seeing money on the floor. It might be an opportunity that God creates for you.
Okay, let me pause you for a second. Somebody has been holding. Wenga's been holding for a while. Wenga, are you still there?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm a first caller.
Welcome to the show. We are listening.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, I want to actually comment on this topic. Yes, basically what Arole was saying, he quoted Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11, and sincerely, I must say that is actually the basement for somebody who wants to succeed in life. Number one is that in every man's life, somebody said there are a number of chances that actually accrue to an individual. but you might have missed or lost 12 out of probably 14 that's actually for you, and you have 2 left. But for you to actually maximize the remaining 2, it has to come with grace, that grace which Yemi was talking about, that's the same thing as luck, which I want to also go with him. And also, you have to pray very hard. So I want to say that and luck, they're actually 2 different things.
Gotcha.
Tony Elumelu was very hardworking, and that's why when he prepared himself, grace meets with hard work, then people celebrate that individual.
Okay, thanks for that comment. But was he hardworking at the time he got the job? No, he wasn't. He was just a student.
No, that's why he said he was lucky. But then he worked hard, and then because of his hard work, he was recognized. And even when he was promoted to brand manager, it was a case of luck, because even though there were other people working hard in the bank now, he wasn't the only one working hard in the bank. But I want to ask you, I want to take it to another dimension. All those political criminals that are very rich, is they all lucky or what? Or
is it grace?
Is it grace to be a thief? Is it grace?
So, no,
those are the unmerited that your church is talking about.
So, for example, you can't meet a godfather and he just likes you and he just makes you governor tomorrow.
There's more to it.
Is that luck?
There's a whole lot going on behind the scene.
Luck would be that you have been doing something and the whole world you thought would recognize it never did. My father shared his story of how he got into the NNPC at the time when I was a child. He's been with the Federal Fire Service, and that was under the Ministry of Works or something at the time. His own brother was the PAMSEC, his own cousin, and we would go to him and say, I want to leave this ministry into the core ministry to earn better because of my family, and that one felt it was impossible for him to do anything. Or I think customs at the time. And one day, while he was carrying out his service, the Federal Fire Service didn't have a proper station. They were living under the bridge somewhere at Onikon. They were just dead, but they were doing their job. And a man noticed how he was able to take down Nitel building fire. He did a lot of work. Somebody recognized that. And that person was in NNPC. They were recruiting. I was like, I would drive to that place where I used to see that young man who would do everything. I said, they are recruiting. He said, I don't have CV here. He said, no, it's ending today. The interview will end today. Just walk in. And when he went in, everybody was like, how did you know? You didn't apply. You didn't do anything. How can you just come for an interview? Said, someone said I should come in. Only one person out of the panel said, just tell us how to put out a fire. And they had interviewed everybody that day who had books, textbook, and they don't have any practical knowledge of it. That is luck. That is when God thinks you have to be. So it's not the education, it's not the hard work. It's not about your papers and everything. So God says.
All right, I'll come to you to respond to that. Let me come to Benson first, and I'll come to you. Benson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Please go ahead.
That's just call.
Sorry?
This first time calling.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Benson. Go ahead.
God bless you. There's not like luck. Luck is an aquatic language.
Okay.
When you open the book from Genesis to Revelation, there's no luck. You see, when God sent an angel to go visit Mary, he said, they are highly favored. Blessed are they among women. You see, Esther in the Bible was favored. Esther in the Bible, he was a slave girl, but he was favored. You see, in the book of John, the Bible said, a man receives nothing except it is given from above. So it's not, there's wisdom. Bible said wisdom is everything. When we are working, we apply wisdom, auto knowledge. Right. And that hard working will give us a result. Okay. There's not like luck or this. It's when God opened a chapter, Bible said God remembered Noah.
All right.
You see, when God remembered you.
Okay.
You can.
Thank you very much, Oga Benson. Point taken. All right, you're going to say something about
I need this man in my on the mountain.
Sorry?
I need this man. I love the way he preaches. I need him, Mr. Benson. Come and join us.
Hard work.
Yes, diligence. Like you said, the man was seen doing something diligently. Yeah. That's why he was noticed.
By one person who wasn't even in the panel. He wasn't
so
in the panel.
It was his diligence
and then
that
the
met
entire
opportunity
panel of 9 people would have said, leave, you don't have your papers.
Of course, definitely.
But someone said, okay, come, just because you're here, tell us something. And then when it was done, how many big fights and
in my own case, I was going to come to YK's story also, but in my own case, I got a job at a company, and there was already beef on why would you hire. Then I was still fresh from the US. How would you hire this one? I didn't go through the proper procedure of hiring. The CEO just said, hire her. and I was hired. Of course, the HR had the discretion to put me where she wanted to put me. So she put me in admin to be liaising with the bricklayers, the painters, in the new building the company wanted to build. So unfortunately, she just felt like, oh, God wants us to start this building. Yeah, go and talking to the bricklayers. So I'm there every day waking up. Unfortunately for her, she did not realize that that's where the CEO wanted the future of the company to go. And he was going there every day to inspect. Then he was having a conversation with me. Like, this girl is more than this thing. He didn't realize that there's more to this girl. And then I realized what happened. And that's how we got closer. Before you knew it, somebody resigned. He gave me the job. And that's how I started. Is that luck or favor?
I think for me,
what is the difference between luck and favor? Please let me ask you. Because to me, they're all the same. I don't know.
It depends on the way people interpret it, man. But it's just like what everything is just in that there's just a force of what you don't merit and being presented to you. That's just the best way to explain it.
Or you're working against what is working against you. For like Mariah's case, she was supposed to be punished.
Yes.
My dad was supposed to be punished under the bridge where there was no barracks, no stage, no
unmerited.
But someone saw him being suffering there, having paid his dues there in the cold. And I decided to change the story. One person was used by
so there's just a force of the supernatural.
So you meant it bad for me. God turned it around for good.
Turn it around. Turn it around.
Excuse me, when you say unmerited, please, can we just limit it to our criminal politicians?
Okay.
That's unmerited favor. Listen, if the luck comes to you, that is merited.
No, I don't merit it.
What do you mean?
You don't merit it.
If you don't merit it, then you don't.
If you don't merit it, God won't give you.
It won't come to you.
I agree with YK.
No.
If you don't merit it,
unmerited favor is that you don't qualify, but somehow
so maybe the word not qualified is better than not merited.
Let's use unmerited. YK, let me help you put it in perspective. So you have killed 9 lives, but they kill you didn't die. You do not merit to stay alive or not call for any. It's unmerited. But you have toiled and toiled and toiled, and nobody have ever recognized your hard work. And at one point, you're favored. God, you merited it, and God recognized and gave it to you. There's a difference. Okay, shall we put it down?
You put it down. Sorry, Bobo, you don't want to show
English, please.
That guy that does that yellow guy came on our show.
MC,
they shot him.
MC Poo-Poo.
It's a poo-poo that they shot him, that he didn't die. If you say that one is unmerited, don't tell me that because he was supposed to die.
Let me define unmerited for you. You went to school. Unfortunately, you didn't pass. You got an F9 all through. Somehow, you got somewhere, and people, there's something about your charisma, your outlook that somebody likes. And say, you know what? Let me give him a chance. He hires you. You didn't merit it.
So you got F9 through.
Let me put it again.
So you got F9 through.
Let me put it again for her. Why you did the work, but one lecturer made sure you left with a 3rd class.
Sylvester, are you there?
Sign the contract in your company.
Sylvester, are you there? Sly, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Please, go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you. Now, this luck thing we're discussing, first of all, you will understand that before you even come to life, when the sperm carries 500 and something million seeds, and God will just choose one, which will be you or probably someone else, and the rest are just gone. So first of all, life, you don't work for it. You're just given life. So whatever that comes with life just comes to you like that, whether you're working for it or not. It's not by how much work you put in or how much knowledge you think you have. Because this is just happen and you think you're the one doing it. No, it's not just you. Because life, you didn't give it to yourself. Right. So whatever that comes with it is just...
But Sly, can I ask you this question? You know that's your own sperm. It swam the fastest, Neil.
No,
so it was hard working.
Okay, they all swam.
Yes, all of them swam, but all swam faster and became a child.
It was the grace of God that made it to swam fast. It's grace. Grace was mixing with that pump, was moving. They were moving, but they couldn't hold you. So the first, you were even unmerited. Your sperm was unmerited. Let's
go a break. When we come back, we'll focus on Woli. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Woli Arole and his counterparts will be eating igwekwedudu over people's life because they want to succeed. And you'll be praying, calling down fire brimstone. Now, tell those people now, is it luck they need? Or is it hard work? Is it prayer?
Which one?
Actually, you see, even when we go to pray, let me tell you something. We pray for favor. When you go to your church, the pastor says, pray for favor. Right. Pray for God's grace. You get my point? So the pastor even knows that there is a force of the supernatural that will enhance the natural work you're doing. For example, look at Arole, for example. Arole brand started just like joke, social media, before you knew it, you know, you started going from Instagram, Facebook, started leaving this country, doing shows. People didn't really take cognizance of it initially. And now we're shooting a movie. Now our movie is out already. So
it's unmerited favor.
So it's not
merited.
No, mommy, no. Mommy, let me tell you something.
He did the work.
No, mommy, no, don't say that though. Don't say that. Because why I would say is because there are a lot of people that have been in that industry for years
doing the work
that really merit so many things. You see, I've met people normally that see me and say, I just love what you do, and I'm giving you this platform because of that. I've seen people that love me because of my mom. I've seen people that love me because of my beard. So it's not like I've really worked so hard. You get?
Okay, so you don't deserve.
What I'm saying, Mom, what I'm saying is that God has brought me thus far beyond my work. There is a part
you are
of
undeserving of your luck.
Yes, so God has made it.
Well,
yes, so
me, any luck that comes to me, I deserve it. Yes.
So when we go to pray, even the people that we are praying for, everybody watching, there is a prayer that as you are going this week or this year, the part of favor should shine on what you're doing. That people will carry that small thing that you're doing and say, come, let's make it big. The way people are carrying our movie,
I really felt undeserving of the luck I had. I had an accident. Yeah, remember, I felt undeserving of it. In that car that day, I had my son. I put him in the seatbelt. I was driving. My girl and my sister were with me. And when we had the accident, the way the car tumbled and we all walked out of the car.
Can you see that?
Someone came to me. And that morning, this is me who would usually, in the morning, I will finish my prayers before I leave the house. That morning, everything was late. I didn't remember God. But God thought, it's today, God, that I want to favor you. Do you understand? So those things happen.
When you say that's undeserving, I agree. If I'm walking and I'm supposed to fall into a gutter and I don't fall into the gutter, then I think that is undeserving. But if I work hard, I don't think that Tony Olumelu's luck was undeserving, for instance, because I think he worked, even though he was lucky, he was also working hard. If you're working hard, the luck that will come to you, the one that we say is undeserving. Shori and girls, those girls that they just wear this thing. Then one man just sees them like this, buys them car. When you say undeserving, that's undeserving.
It's unmerited favor. So I'm glad those men favor buy them house.
But if you're working hard, don't tell me that it's unmerited.
Let's put things in perspective. Tony Elumelu had got a platform based on luck.
Yeah.
He didn't have a first class 2-1, but someone looked at his cover letter and said, whether or not, but I think you have the confidence. I said, I'm willing to take this risk on you.
Yeah.
And then put him on that platform. Yeah. And he never forgot that it was luck that got him that platform.
Steve Hawkins.
He worked hard and made sure he became the millionaire or billionaire that was celebrating.
So Steve Hawkins. Yes. I'm asking, is that unmerited? Steve Hawkins.
Tell us about Steve Hawkins.
Our viewers might not know. Our
viewers might not know.
Steve Hawkins is that he was in university, was brilliant. Then he got one disease that he was his limbs started to degenerate, and then he was able to communicate by working hard. He created his voice and everything through computer.
He can hit survive in Nigeria. That's your Steve. That's the point. So this was in the right community. I beg, leave that one.
There's just a force of. Okay, let me tell you. Let me just use it to cap it up. Like our movie The Call came out January 4th. Look at this. It's not that we really had a big marketing plan or publicity plan, but by 3 days of release, became the 5th most watchable movie in Nigeria.
So you're unmerited. Because I'm not going to watch that film.
If it's because of it, Mommy, if it's because of it, it's merited. Because you watch it. But for people at home, it's unmerited. So pick one. If unmerited, go and watch. If it's merited, pick.
Let me take this call from Chinaya. Chinaya, are you there? Thanks for calling. Like you're probably don't go to church. Are you there? Thanks for calling. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You're live. Oh, sugar.
Okay, let's take this. Honorable Vianu Bimbo says, as for me, absolute success is luck. Relative success is hard work. Bobby says, hard work is important when you want to achieve, but luck is also very important for you to accomplish your achievement. Ayotunde says, Jumoke is a perfect example of luck. a coincidental and fortunate occurrence a man can experience. That's when you're in love with Jumoke. And then your Deji Pop says, work and connections, but the new money is digital money. Help us to understand.
The new money,
all you people on the social media.
What he's trying to say is just that I feel that also it's opportunity for this generation to acknowledge the role of the media, what is playing in whichever thing you're doing. I tell people that it's where people, it's a world in your hand. And I'm a big testimony of that. There's really, everything I've done in the past 3 years has been highly sporadic, viral. And I've had opportunity to get reach to people that I've not even seen, and they've had opportunity to call me for shows and all of that. So I feel whatever you're doing, either you're a makeup artist, you're a musician, you're a comedian, it's a world. Don't just treat it just for gossip's sake. It's where you meet people. I've met people like Don Jazzy came for a premiere at IMAX. I met him through that. Yeah, it was amazing. We had King Atibasia and Demasha. These were people I just sent a DM to. And based on, it's Arole, what's up? Let's have a meeting. You meet people up. Let people perceive you seriously. Fine, it's not that you can't do fun and all of stuff. Photographers have had a lot of events to do weddings for a lot of people just from social. There's transaction of millions per second of people. There's somebody today that is looking for someone that is on Instagram, maybe a vendor for the wedding, maybe somebody that will do the live band, and you know, you're just there and your stuff are really, really hot. And when people see that you're authentic, they have a number. You can't tell me you're doing business on social media, Facebook or Instagram. There is no number to call. It's just pictures of your friend.
Which is what yesterday was saying earlier about preparedness. You just got to be prepared.
You need to.
So that's why on Twitter.
Before you read it, let me read Ike Shopuru. It says, the first time I got a job with a foreign company, I was sitting with my friends, some fellow engineers, all of us fresh out of school, no experience. And this white man passed, looked at me, asked if I was an engineer. That was how he took my number.
Imagine that.
Is that merited or unmerited, man?
Unmerited.
Unmerited.
Let's make it talk.
Unmerited.
Unmerited. Unmerited.
They were all standing. All of them were standing together. It was his
Let's go. Unfortunately, that's what we can talk on the show. She agrees, merited or unmerited. All right, we have to run off. Okay.
Maybe he's saying to you, unmerited favor is a Nigerian Pentecostal phrase. I beg, allow them.
Okay. Okay, thank you for explaining to me.
Unmerited favor, when you go to church, they tell you, pray to God for unmerited
that your pastor that is praying to you, is his own merited or unmerited? Because he is the one that is the millionaire.
Thank you. Mikey, don't go there. Don't get
true or false? Yes or no?
False.
Mikey, we need to be at the mountain.
You need to go to the mountain.
We need to have some serious, serious counseling.
Carry her to Orioke, please.
But that's after the call movie anyway.
Who? He said false. Is she richer than a pastor?
Are you richer than your pastor?
I'm rich in grace and favor. Thank you, Woli Arole.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.